One journey may be ending as another is just beginning, or journeys may be happening simultaneously in our lives. But the hero's journey gives us the map. And then the myth's mind reset is the mindfulness-based compass for navigating that map. And just like a map doesn't have one path on it, a map is just the landscape. Your path through the hero's journey is uniquely yours. And the hero's journey is just the map. We're not all going to take the same highway or the same footpath or the same ocean routes. They're unique for us. But mindfulness allows us to see the next step. And then yielding allows us to take that first step into the unknown, yielding to life, releasing our fear, releasing our clinging, letting go of our expectation, and taking a step into the unknown. Then transformation becomes the way we move through the unknown. We bring our mindfulness with us. We're looking for signs. We're looking for help. The hero's journey tells us that those will come, and they do. Rather than bringing our doubting, fearing, skeptical mind as our guide, we're bringing our yielding to life as our guide. As we move through these transformations, we begin to develop a deeper connection to that guide, to that inner guide. And that's what starts to fuel our transformation. And that transformation connects us more deeply to the river of compassion that connects us all, bringing self-compassion and compassion for others. And then it becomes about getting into our own shadow and looking at the stuff we really are haunted by, followed by, thwarted by. This is how it feels. That stuff in your life where you're like, this again? I did that to myself for so many years. We go in there and we see, okay, wait, what is this? Who put this here? Is this me? Again, that gentle, compassionate curiosity. Not judging, accepting. Okay, that's how it is. What is it? Does it have to stay this way? No, nothing ever has to stay this way in life. Nothing ever will. So as we start to integrate these parts of ourselves that have been cut off or in the dark, and we start to really allow this shadow work to unfold on its own, it's how it happens. It's not, we can kind of start the process, but then it really unfolds on its own. And that's with a lot of compassion, a lot of curiosity, and a lot of acceptance. Then we're able to take that integrated transformation, which becomes wisdom. And that shows us more about who we are. And that gives us, that adds to our non-conceptual knowing of who we really are. Before thought, without thought. Then we're back with the gift of what we've learned, to share that with the community through our new personal myth, because our personal myth has changed along the course of this journey. We now know new things about ourselves that we didn't when we started. We can share those things with others, and that inspires them, that inspires us. So this week's challenge is about the letting go part of all that, and going more deeply into what does that feel like. And it can be a little triggering, letting go. But like I like to say, this is metaphor I got from Gabor Mate in a class I was in with him once that I just love. A trigger doesn't have any power if there isn't explosives around. So what we're looking for is the explosives in ourselves. And kind of like after a war, when you go through and clear out the landmines, that's what we're doing. So we're going, okay, where are these things that cause a reaction? Because once we can see those and understand them and accept them, all of a sudden we can have a response if we want to. We may still notice a reaction. For example, if you saw my post last week about in the vulnerability challenge, I had a very strong reaction last week when I screwed up something or thought I screwed up. I'm not sure I did screw up the emails I was sending out, but I had a very strong reaction to it. And it was a physical reaction that was deep down in my gut. And I was like, oh. But I was driving at the time, so I had time to sit with it and to move through those feelings. And that really gave me the time I needed to switch from reactivity to responding. And I brought that compassion, I brought that curiosity to myself, to those feelings. And the other thing I realized is that the feelings were not a problem. The feeling was actually kind of the same feeling as butterflies, but I was experiencing it as discomfort because it was matched with conditioning in my head that was telling the story of 10-year-old Eric who couldn't do a paper route because he was afraid he wasn't able to do the things in life that he needed to have the things he wanted. And I sent some compassion to that little kid. And I told the voice who told that little kid that that was the truth, that that is absolutely not the truth. That may have been your truth, but I don't need to hold on to that truth anymore. It's not true for me at all. Just being able to go gently into that whole situation took something that was like, that could have sent me into like almost panic attack mode years ago, becomes a teacher and leads to peace and leads to more self-knowledge.